What up? What up? Doing my little Friday check-in with you guys. Y'all know how we do it on Fridays, man. We talking about wins, losses, and lessons. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. As you can tell, I'm not in my studio today. I'm not behind my desk. I'm actually on my balcony. I wanted to switch it up on this Friday episode, just kind of give it a change in scenery. Hopefully y'all can hear me. It's a lot of noise behind me, but I might start doing different episodes around San Diego on different parts. I might go to the beach, might go on a hike one day and just bring the podcast with me. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's get to these wins, losses, and lessons, man. First up, we got the wins. Okay, what kind of wins you had this week? I know you had at least one. Ain't no way you failed the whole week. That's crazy. Failing the whole week is wild. Let me stop laughing. Somebody probably did. Like, man, I failed every day, bro. Let's see. One of my wins. Oh, one of the podcast clips actually went mini viral. For the first time. It was a clip from episode 25, the Don't Lose Your Identity in the Relationship. Y'all remember that episode? It was the part where I was talking about how if you're in a relationship, you and your partner should always be taking as many trips as you can, right? So that one ended up going viral. Last time I checked, we had 63,000 views on TikTok and 50, I think it was like 55,000 on Instagram. I can't quite remember. So we got a little, we getting some traction. That was definitely a win for me. If you see it come across your feed, hit like for your boy. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do for the company. Helping your boy out, giving me that engagement. And like I said before, I've gone viral in the past for the comedy skits, but this is the first time I've ever gone viral with a podcast clip, which is kind of exciting because it gets more exposure for the podcast. And most of the comments are really positive. So I'm happy about that. It shows that people are feeling the content, they're resonating with it. So that was definitely a win for me. And this is what I thought about when that clip went mini viral. The content you think is gonna hit or blow up is usually not the content that actually hits. Man, I've dropped some of like what I thought was best pieces of content on social media, spent so much time editing, perfecting the sound and crickets. I don't want to say crickets, but they did fine. Okay, they did all right. It's usually whenever you just throw something out or just put something out, the ones you least expect to hit usually pop. Because this clip, the one that went mini viral, I was honestly in a rush when I uploaded it. I uploaded it late too. It was like 10 o'clock at night, California time. I was not expecting it to pop, but I had to put something out on social media for the day. So I posted it and woke up the next day, ton of notifications. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Who's blowing up my phone? It was already catching traction. And this also made me realize that I don't think it matters what time you post anymore. And I could be wrong, but I don't think it matters anymore like it used to. Back in the old social media days, you had to kind of time it out like, oh, I'm going to post at this time because this is when everybody's going to be on lunch break or this is the time when everybody's getting off work. But now, man, I feel like you can just post whenever because the algorithm is just so different these days. You might post something at 12 noon on Tuesday and the algorithm might not push it until like the following Thursday. But I don't know. I'm not an algorithm genius either. Just my observations. That and being real. People connect with authenticity more than ever nowadays. You almost don't even have to water yourself down as much as you used to back in the day. The more authentic you are now, the more it resonates. And that's when people just gonna start sharing it and sharing it and sharing it. People can tell when you're performing versus when you're being authentically you. It's almost like your realness is your competitive advantage. So yeah, I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop overthinking it and just hit post. Okay. You got this. All right, moving on to losses. Let me see. What losses did oh my gosh, y'all. I messed up my shoulder this week. Hence the reason I'm like resting it right here on this little pillow thing and this side chair. I messed up my freaking shoulder overtraining this week, man. I was doing some dang, what do you call it? Cable lateral raises. And I just kept going up in weight. And I knew I should have stopped when I started feeling this weird feeling in my shoulder. And I just kept ego lifting. I'm gonna call it what it is. I was ego lifting, y'all. I was trying to hit a PR in that bad boy. I'm not gonna lie to you. And before I knew it, man, my shoulder was in so much pain. I was like, it's probably just a little tingling sensation. It's gonna go away. Shoot, man, the pain just kept lingering, and it kept getting worse. So I chilled out and I went to the gym again the next day and I tried to bench press. Nope. Nope, hey, I had to rack it up and pack it up, bruh. It was excruciating at this point, and so now I'm just resting my shoulder for a few days, trying not to mess it up even more. And I will say, lesson learned. Okay, I'm not doing that anymore. Ego lifting is not it. The PR can wait. Imma hit the PR when I hit it. I just got in that zone, man. That pre-workout started hitting, that playlist was going hard. I had that new TI on, man. I was up in that mug. And I really started to, when you hit that zone, you start feeling invincible. Yeah, I hit that zone right there. I thought I was invincible. Turns out I'm still human, bro. Apparently, the S on my chest don't stand for Superman. It stands for Steve. And moving on to the lesson of this week. The lesson I learned this week was you never know who's watching. Okay, and here's what I mean by that. I switched up my content back in September of last year, right? So September of 2025, I made the switch from comedy skits to talking about, life stuff, relationship, pretty much everything I talk about on this podcast. But it was more in social media format. Okay, so it was just straight reels. I didn't really gain much traction with that. So then I switched to podcasting like literally last month, like the beginning of February. I already have people reaching out to me asking me to do speaking gigs. Somebody reached out to me. They wanted me to speak at their firm and like train their team leaders. Somebody else reached out to me saying that they host different conferences nationally and they want to get me involved with some opportunities. Like a few people have done this. I'll say probably about five, maybe 5 to 7 people have already reached out to me. And I know it don't sound like that much, but the point is, at the time of me recording this episode, I don't even have more than 2,500 followers across all platforms. Now that that video is kind of going mini viral, that number might change. But the takeaway is, I'm just out here doing my thing. Okay. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just showing up consistently and being myself. And people are watching. I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't get discouraged by a low follower count. People you don't even know exist are paying attention to you, okay? You are on someone's list to connect with. They're just waiting for the right time. They're just waiting on the right opportunity to be like, hey, I've been watching your content for a while. I think you might be a good fit for X, Y, and Z. Let's grab lunch. So once you start putting yourself out there, be ready for the opportunities to come your way. Do not think you have to wait until you have like 100,000 YouTube subscribers or 100,000 TikTok or Instagram followers before people notice you. No, people are watching you right now, whether you realize it or not. They may not hit like on anything. They may not even comment on it. Dude, they might not even follow you. But somebody out there is keeping tabs on you and they're watching you grow. Okay. They're just waiting for the right time when it makes sense for them to hit you up. But you have to stay consistent. Do not get discouraged by your small numbers. Just continue to show up, do the work, stay consistent, and watch the opportunities find you. And be on the lookout for them. Almost like the episode that we had whenever I was talking about prepare for the blessing. Pretty much, you don't get to decide when you're ready. Okay. You don't get to wait until you think you good enough, right? While you over there doubting yourself, other people already see your value. Okay. You never know who's watching. That's the lesson for this week. So act like somebody's always watching. Okay. Not in a fake way, but I'm going to show up as my best self because I respect myself enough to do that way. Your consistency is building your reputation, whether you realize it or not. So that was the lesson I learned. I'm like, man, I don't even have that many followers. I don't like people are already interested in me. Yes, dude. Yes. And at this point, man, honestly, followers are just vanity. It's just a vanity metric. You don't want to stress yourself out by comparing yourself to people who have hundreds and thousands and millions of followers, man. You can get opportunities now. So yeah, that was my week, man. That's my little Friday check-in. Here from the balcony. We should start a series, huh? The balcony boys and girls. Breakfast on the balcony. Boy, why you on that balcony? I don't know what I'm gonna name it. I'm probably not gonna start a series, but I do want to start taking the podcast on the road. I want to do different episodes around the city and maybe even around the country whenever I travel. I don't know. I like this. It's a cool little setup. Change up the energy, change up the vibe. I feel like this episode is more chill, more laid back. Perfect for a Friday episode. But anyway, man, drop a comment. Let me know what was your wins of this week? What was your losses? What did you learn? I hope you learned something this week. We got to constantly be learning, y'all. We can't be out here being dumb, okay? Ooh. But anyway, man, y'all know how we do it. If you like this episode, send it to a friend. If you hated this episode, send it to an enemy. But regardless, thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for hearing me out. Peace.